Hey loves, it's sofreshdyamond. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video on my relaxed hair. A couple of weeks ago I posted a picture on social media and asked for you guys to comment below in the comment section asking any questions that you would like for me to answer on this particular video. These questions are not in a particular order. I just copied and pasted them as I went down the comment section. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin off with the questions that you guys asked. Alright, so the first question is, can relaxed hair really grow? Of course relaxed hair can grow. My hair grew. You guys saw years ago where my hair journey started at and where it is right now. So of course relaxed hair can grow, but it takes knowledge and research to know how to grow your hair. And I also think it's very important when trying to grow your hair to listen to your hair. Don't depend on a licensed stylist to give you the correct or proper information on growing your hair. Take out that time and do the research for yourself, because you are the individual that has to walk around with your hair. So it's always important to be aware and informative of your hair and what your hair needs in order for it to grow. So of course relaxed hair can grow. What relaxer do you use? I use the Organic Root Stimulator Olive Oil No Lie Relaxer. How often do I relax? I only get a relaxer 2 times a year. If I feel that I can go longer with stretching my relaxer, I may not even get one for that year, or I may get one that year. So it really just depends on how I'm feeling with my hair. Why and how do I stretch my relaxer? Basically, when you're stretching your relaxer, only thing it is you are prolonging when you get your next relaxer. For an example, if you get a relaxer every 4 to 5 months and it's now your 5th month and it's time for you to get a relaxer, and you say, well, no, I think I'm going to go another month or another 2 months. That's stretching your relaxer. And basically, I mean, you just stretch it as far as you can handle it. Why I stretch my relaxer, I just, after gaining so much knowledge, I concluded that my hair doesn't need to be chemically processed so often. Really 2 times a year works great for me, works great for my hair. I've seen great progress and great results from me stretching my relaxer. And I also like to be surprised with my length. I found that once I stretch my relaxer, I retain a lot more length and my hair is a lot more thicker and fuller. So that's why I really like to stretch my relaxer. The next question is, do I take hair vitamins? No. I have tried hair vitamins one time and I did not like how it made me feel. I felt very nauseous. I tried the Hair Infinity pills. I've also tried biotin, maybe. That had the same reaction as the hair vitamins, so I was unable to really take hair vitamins. What's your hair texture? Child, I don't know. I don't know what my hair texture is. I really feel like there are several different textures going on in my hair, even when my hair has been relaxed and when I'm stretching my relaxer. Like right now, I'm going to see if I can insert a clip so you guys can see how my hair texture is. Like, my textures are so crazy and so thick. A chemical process the first go around is not going to straighten all of my hair. What was your hair like before the journey? Before the journey, my hair was very damaged. It was very stringy, thin. My hair length was probably about a little bit below my chin or a little bit below my cheekbone when I first started my hair journey. My hair will not grow. What can I do? Duh, look at my videos. My videos tell you guys how to grow your hair, and it's basically just my hair journey video. I just tell you guys what I use, how I use it, what your hair needs if it's relaxed, and then also in that particular video, in that info bar, I list like several products that is good to use, from shampoo, conditioner, to leave-in treatments, to protein treatments, everything. So check out that video if you're interested on how to grow your hair. But keep this in mind, everybody's hair is different and everybody's hair needs are different. You want to make sure you listen to your hair, because if you're not giving your hair what it needs, you're not going to see any progress in your hair that you're expecting. Also keep in mind that growing your hair is not an overnight process, so you're not going to see results tomorrow when you just started your healthy hair journey. A couple things that I would recommend that you do is lay off the relaxers. Now, I'm not telling you to go natural because I ain't going natural, but a relaxer is a very strong, harsh chemical that does have a harsh effect on your hair. So limit the amount of times you relax your hair. Second thing is you want to make sure you invest in some oils, organic oils, unrefined oils, non-processed oils. I have a video below in the info bar for you guys to check out if you're interested in hair growth oils. And also stretch your relaxer. Stretching your relaxer is going to help you retain length. It's going to produce new growth. It's going to make your hair thicker and fuller. And then once you relax your hair, that's when you're going to be able to see if your hair is growing throughout your new healthy hair journey. What type of oils should I use? Well, it depends on what your hair needs. Remember, the most important thing throughout your journey is going to be listening to your hair. And there are several oils that can help you with those issues that you're having. Now, I would suggest that you get organic, unrefined, natural oils. I'll have the video below in the info bar to the natural oils that I love to use. Okay, so the next question is, how often do you clip your ends? Well, I don't clip my ends as often as everybody recommends to do. I just only clip my ends maybe once a year or once every 2 years. I'm really not too big on that. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, if you clip those dead ends, your hair will grow so much faster and so much quicker. No. I've done that and my hair did not grow any faster compared to what I was already doing. So no, but I would recommend that you get your ends clipped, but I wouldn't do it as many times as they suggest. Like some people suggest that you get your ends clipped every 4 to 5 months. I ain't doing that. I'm going to listen to my hair and what my hair is telling me. Now, if I have a lot of split ends and my ends look very dry and brittle, yeah, I'll go ahead and cut them, but I'm not going to cut them, you know, 2 times out the year. How do I manage my new growth and what type of styles am I wearing during the stretch? Well, it's extremely hard managing my new growth because like I said, I have so many different textures going on. Basically what I do to manage my new growth is I use this wonderful conditioner from Care, and it's the Humecta conditioner. Love that conditioner. And I put the conditioner in like a little container, put my favorite oils in the container, I whip it up real good, and then I section off my hair and put that conditioner onto each section on my hair. Now, I'm pretty generous when it comes to the conditioner. I really put a lot of conditioner on my new growth because that particular conditioner helps with detangling. It makes my new growth a lot softer, and it makes it more easier to manage. So I go pretty heavy-handed on that particular conditioner when it comes to moisturizing my new growth. The styles I wear during my stretch is typically braids, and it's braids because my hair seriously won't go through a rubber band when it's so thick. I feel like when I'm trying to detangle my hair, I'm pulling out a lot of my hair, so I really don't like to wear my natural hair in styles or my stretched hair in styles. I really just like to keep my hair braided and wearing wigs, you know, on top of the braids. Maybe once or twice out of the month I will go ahead and wear my natural hair for a day or two, no longer than 2 days, and I will put it right back in braids. So I just do that to let my hair breathe a little bit. Why are your edges thin? Well, you know, I've said this time and time again before, but I'll say it again because I'm not ashamed of it. You know, I am perfectly fine with who I am. I accept my flaws. I embrace my flaws. My flaws are who I am. So I never come on here and try to hide who I am. You know, you guys have saw how thin my edges are. I've never been embarrassed or ashamed of them. So my edges are genetically, naturally thin. I have tried everything in the book, from oils to not chemically processing your hair to going to a doctor, using special products for naturally thin hair, and nothing really works. You know, it'll work for a little while, but then eventually it'll fall, you know, it'll get back thin again. So I've tried everything. Nothing really seems to work. It's really not a big problem to me anymore. To some people it may be a big problem, but I don't see how because they're not me. So yeah. how do I stop breakage? Well, if you're experiencing breakage, you might want to add some protein to your routine. Adding protein to your routine is just going to make your hair a lot more stronger. It's going to reduce the breakage, which can be a huge problem. But make sure you listen to your hair and also do research on how to stop breakage, because there are several ways on how to stop breakage. There's some shampoos that you can use to stop breakage. Oils are also usable when it comes to hair breakage. And also look at how you are styling your hair. Styling your hair can increase breakage as well. When you're using like the twisties or the rubber bands to put on your hair, make sure you're using the rubber bands that don't have that little metal spring on it. That's going to really break your hair if you're using that. Try your best to use the rubber bands that don't have that, and try not to do your hair so tight, because that will produce breakage as well. Also, when you're combing through your hair or styling your hair, try your best to use a wide tooth comb, because a smaller tooth comb will definitely pull out little strands of your hair, and you don't want that. Do you go to a salon for hair care? Girl, no. I ain't going to no salon. And let me say this, you know, all salons aren't bad. You know, there are good salons out there. There are good, decent beauticians who are very knowledgeable and aware of hair care and how to treat relaxed hair, and will, you know, give you the best advice on what to do towards your hair and how to help your hair. There are some stylists out there who will tell you to do the opposite of what you're supposed to do, all to get your coins. What is moisturizing and sealing, and what do I use? Well, basically moisturizing and sealing is when you apply a water-based moisturizer to your hair, usually just in particular your ends, because your ends are the oldest strands on your hair or on your head, so you want to make sure you focus on your ends a lot more. But you take maybe like a dime size of moisturizer, depending on how thick your hair is or what your hair needs. You rub your hands together and you just go down your hair, just like that. Just go straight down. And then once you've done that, you follow up with a oil. Now I like to use the coconut oil because it's a good sealant. So now what you're about to do with that oil is seal in that moisture. When you just applied that moisture to all over your hair, now you need to lock it in into your strands. And it's basically just going to allow your hair to penetrate all the oil and moisture that you just put into your hair. So moisturizing and sealing is a great thing to do for your hair, and it is a must thing to do for your hair, especially if you're just starting out on your hair journey and you want your hair to be healthy. You want to make sure you remember to moisturize and seal your ends at least once a day. Alright, I'm surprised I'm moving kind of quick. Alright, so the next question is, why do you wear a weave? Well, this is such a common question that so needs to be addressed, especially in the African American community. A lot of us wear a weave because it's a choice. We do have options. And a lot of us wear weaves because we like it. Some wear them because they don't have a choice. So wearing weave is not a bad thing. It's not the end of the world. I don't know what's been going on these last few years, but it's like everybody has been attacking girls who wear weave and wear makeup. Like, oh my God, do you guys not realize that this stuff can be taken off? It's not a permanent decision. Back to the question, why do I wear a weave? Well, I like to wear a weave because when I'm stretching my relaxer, my hair is very unmanageable. I like to wear a weave because I can style my hair pretty much how I want without damaging my relaxed hair. When it comes to your relaxed hair or your natural hair, you have to style it. You have to put products on it to get it to lay down and cooperate. You may have to add some heat here and there to get it straighter. But with weave, you know, it's less things to do to get a presentable look. So that's why I like weave. I honestly think weave grows your hair. You don't manipulate your natural or relaxed hair so much, which by the way could also cause breakage and damage to your hair if you're doing a lot of manipulation to your hair. So weave is not a bad thing. I wish people would get that out of their mind, that weave is such a bad thing, because it's really not. It can be a great thing if you know what to do when wearing your weave. So yeah, okay, how do you maintain your hair under weave? Basically what I do is, because I wear a wig, I just take my wig off every single night, and you know, I'm Queen Latifah for the night from Set It Off. I just take like my moisturizer and I just go through each braid, and then right after I'm done with that, I'll go through with my coconut oil and I'll seal that moisture in. I'll put a silk bonnet on and I'll go to bed. Like I said, you too can also do that if you're wearing a sew-in. However, doing that, you will have to probably wash your sew-in more frequently because your hair will be weighed down by the oil and moisture being used. So just keep that in mind. How do you braid your hair underneath? It's just simple, because the girl who braids my hair, child, we don't have time to be doing no designs or no particular way. So we just braid straight back, Queen Latifah style. Okay, what are some good products for hair growth? There are several products that is good for growing relaxed hair. I will have the video link below in the info bar, because I just filmed a video talking to you guys about some of my favorite hair care products that I've been loving to use throughout my hair journey. And I also have a separate video, which is the Alpha G video, that is very helpful and beneficial to those who are starting this new healthy hair journey and suffering from damaged hair. Alright, next question is, would I ever go natural or do the big chop? No, I would never go natural completely, because I have been natural during the time that I'm stretching my relaxer. When I went through the issue of leaving my sew-in in too long and I had to cut out patches of my hair to get my hair untangled because it was so matted, my stylist tried to tell me to just do the big chop. And I was like, girl, what? I ain't finna do that. No, she is not finna do that. So what I decided to do was, I just decided to just go natural for a little bit. Don't cut my hair any more than what I already had to do. Keep my hair braided. Keep the routine going and see what happens. And basically what ended up happening was, throughout the 2 years of me stretching my relaxer, or you know, being natural or whatever, my damaged hair grew out. So it kind of gave me a more fresher start. Now my relaxed hair wasn't completely gone. It was still there, but a lot of the damaged hair had already grew itself out. So that's why I didn't do the big chop. To each his own. I'm just not going to do it. I know that there are several different ways that you can get on track to a healthy hair journey besides doing the big chop. Now you will have to lay off the chemicals in order for your hair to regrow. You know what I mean? So you do want to stay off of the chemicals, but you don't have to do the big chop. What is your bedtime regimen? Basically what I do is I, again, moisturize and seal these ends. And I either put my hair in a very loose ponytail using one rubber band because I don't want it to be tight, and I put a bonnet on. Or what I'll do is I'll put my hair in a big bun, a big loose bun. I'll put a scarf, a silk or satin scarf around my edges, and that just protects my edges. Now I don't have to wear a silk bonnet or a silk scarf because I do sleep on a satin or silk pillowcase, which I strongly highly recommend. Don't use anything cotton because cotton will strip your hair of moisture and its natural oils. Cotton will also break your hair. So anyway guys, that was a Q&A video on my relaxed hair. You guys had the questions, so I wanted to answer them and help out you guys. Now again, keep in mind that I'll have several videos listed below in the info bar for you guys to check out if you want to get more information on my relaxed hair. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.